The Prophet ﷺ made specific statements on 37 ailments and 65 medicinal plants, herbs and shrubs while making prescription for the sick people. The treatments mentioned are diet and medication such as honey, cold water for fever, cow milk, camel milk, cupping, cauterization and venesection with cauterization. The Prophet ﷺ also spoke about sanitation and personal hygiene in greater details. Regular cutting of fingernail, moustaches, cleaning of hairs under armpit and navel are important acts of personal hygiene. He emphasized the need for neatness and cleanliness and good housekeeping. He said, "None but the clean can enter the paradise." It was Prophet Muhammad ﷺ who first talked about the importance of hand washing, which has now become a global slogan, World's Hand Washing Day. He advised us not to put our hands in any food container before washing hands after wake up from sleep. He advised to find out the root cause of a disease and suggested appropriate remedies. He discouraged self-medication and advised heart patients to go to the heart specialist without any delay. Since Islam is a complete and eternal way of human life, it is expected that the true guidance of the Prophet ﷺ should include all aspects of human life, including medicinal health, for the benefit of humankind. Therefore, he was inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make statements for the sick, for the cure of these diseases which are prevalent during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. It was Prophet Muhammad ﷺ of Islam who first invented the idea of quarantine. Quarantine means no in, no out, in case of outbreak of infectious disease like plague. He advised the Muslim nation not to visit a land where plague is persisting, and not to leave the land where plague has already broken out. The current global prescription for controlling the spread of coronavirus is very much in compliance with the prescription given by the Prophet ﷺ 14 centuries ago for plague or pestilence, when there was no modern technology to stop the movement or spread of the virus. About the probable cause of coronavirus, I have mentioned two Quranic verses of Surah Rum. In the two verses of the Holy Quran, I have mentioned the probable causes of spread of coronavirus. Allah informed the world community 14 centuries ago about the probable causes of disease and their cure. At the time of creating human beings, Allah decided that some people might fall sick for one reason or the other. In Surah Al-Baqarah, 155 verse, 55th verse, Allah informed us that disease and affliction are sometimes sent as a test of our faith. In chapter Ar-Rum, verse 36, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that affliction, pandemic, befalls on people on account of their own misdeeds and sins. Similar warning was also given in verse 41. In this verse, Allah says about the outcome of what the hands of people have earned. What the hands of people have earned means misdeeds committed by wicked people. Misdeeds means the wickedness and oppression and tyranny which inevitably appear in human conduct and character as a result of adopting shirk or atheism and ignoring the hereafter. Prophetic traditions on healing are for the benefit of the entire mankind. They are not only for the Muslims, but for the people of all nations and in all ages, irrespective of their religious beliefs, color, language, and creed. As light, wind, and oxygen are the gifts of Allah for all people on the face of the earth, similarly, the divinely inspired traditions on healing are for the entire people of this world. Interested people may obtain numerous benefits from these statements on healing. Moreover, government should give its citizens opportunity to choose the system of cure on which they have faith and confidence, and whose efficacy has been proved over the centuries. In fact, people are free to choose the system of treatment they find easily accessible and effective. It is therefore essential that for bringing healthcare delivery to the door of every man and woman, prophetic medicine should be practiced along with other systems of treatment such as allopathic, Unani, herbal, Ayurvedic, homeopathic and biochemical medicine as an integrated medical system. My dear brothers and sisters, recent scientific researches carried out at different countries of the world conclude that so far Nigella sativa, that is black seed, bioactive compound thymoquinone, was found effective in treating 129 different types of ailments, including 17 types of cancer, Parkinson's disease, AIDS, hypertension, and diabetes. In 2016, 2017, and 2018, I have published 7 scientific papers on prophetic remedies in several open access scientific journals of international repute. Currently, it is observed that out of the existing several medical systems of treatment, none can claim absolute monopoly to cure. Every system has its inherent limitations. Therefore, healing with the medicine of the Prophet ﷺ can be added to these existing systems of medical treatment for strengthening the public health sector. Therefore, conducting clinical experiments and human trials by both government and private organizations and by government and private universities leading to legalize the use of prophetic medical system is the demand of the present time. Diabetes mellitus is a metabolic disorder affecting people since antiquity, but it was known by different names in different era and managed accordingly to a greater extent. Today it has reached to an epidemic proportion due to substantial lifestyle modifications. The current global scenario of diabetes is that 171 million people suffer with diabetes worldwide. It is increasing with a frightening rate globally. Diabetes affects more Americans than cancer and HIV. In the US, there are approximately 26 million sufferers, out of this, nearly 20 million Americans already have full-blown diabetes. In the Middle East, 7 out of 10 deaths are attributed to the side effects of diabetes. The number of diabetic patients in Bangladesh is also huge. It is observed that every day in the morning, hundreds of patients are seen moving about with their personal treatment files in B.Pharm Hospital, Shahbag, Dhaka. The B.Pharm Hospital in the morning seems to be a marketplace. One cannot be sure whether all the patients who visit the hospital receive any medical care from any physician. Most of the hospitals in Dhaka also find it extremely difficult to handle this large number of diabetic patients each day. According to modern medicine, diabetes is controllable, not curable. Diabetic patients are advised to continue taking the medicine as long as they are alive. But according to the latest result of clinical studies using prophetic medicine, diabetes is found curable within a period of 6 months or so. It is therefore strongly recommended to use prophetic medicine for this metabolic disorder. Since diabetes is a lifestyle disease, we also need to make some modifications to our lifestyle activities and follow the prophetic lifestyle regarding eating and drinking and other daily practices. The success rate of modern chemotherapy is almost zero. In addition, most chemo drugs cause disastrous side effects. It causes loss of fertility of men and women and early menopause to women. It also produces secondary cancers. It is reported that most cancer patients do not die of cancer, but they die of chemo. Recent research shows that prophetic chemo does not cause any harmful side effects. It only kills the cancerous cells and does not affect the healthy cells. Therefore, prophetic chemo can easily replace the modern chemotherapy and radiotherapy usually prescribed for treating cancer patients. If its effectiveness is supported by a large number of modern scientific studies. Therefore, I humbly opine that prophetic chemotherapy can be a safe and very effective alternative to modern medicine for the treatment of cancer, diabetes, hypertension, AIDS in terms of cost effectiveness. The modern chemotherapy and radiotherapy cost $5,000 to $15,000 or even more if the treatments are done abroad, whereas only $5 or less will be adequate for the cancer therapy using prophetic chemo. And for the management of diabetes, prophetic herbal remedies is reported to show a great success. Therefore, I hereby propose to introduce prophetic medical practices in healthcare delivery in Bangladesh. The prophetic medicine is inexpensive, affordable, and easily obtainable, and there is no adverse or side effects of these medicines. The global Muslim community is using prophetic medicine due to divine blessings adhere to it. So it is essential that in order to strengthen the public health sector, prophetic medicine should be included in the revised drug policy. I am confident if this is done, the ordinary people will get the benefits of cure in ailments not easily or at all curable using the existing system of treatment. Bangladesh is predominantly a Muslim country. Therefore, in order to ensure adequate healthcare facilities reach each and every citizen of this great nation, irrespective of people's occupation, living condition, and religious beliefs, it is the demand of time that prophetic medicine should be introduced in the healthcare delivery and allowed to be legally practiced in Bangladesh. The current healthcare facilities in the country are not adequate. Thousands of poor people do not have access to modern medicine due to very high cost. Medicine for treating cancer, AIDS, diabetes, etc. are very expensive and unaffordable. This might be only possible if we succeed in implementing prophetic medical system of treatment in this country without any delay. And by so doing, Bangladesh can boast of being a role model in the area of public health for other Muslim nations to follow. In order to implement prophetic medical system of treatment and cure in this country, we first need to formulate a national formulary of prophetic medicine. In the formulary, we should also identify and categorize the diseases which are curable with prophetic remedies with minimum cost. People should be given freedom to choose the system of cure on which they have faith, trust, and confidence. My dear brothers and sisters, currently it is observed that the global community has been often experiencing grief and anxiety, depression and anguish, unrest and dissatisfaction, greed and lack of mental peace to such an extent that even sleeping pills cannot give them satisfaction, peace, and happiness. They need a complete balanced system to follow, where all human needs are fulfilled, all problems are solved, all rights are protected, human ailments are cured, and peace is restored at every household. This can only be accomplished if a healthcare delivery system based on divine wisdom is in place. Since there have been numerous divinely inspired words of therapy of the Prophet ﷺ, they can play a vital role in fulfilling the basic health needs of the global ailing community. Therefore, if generations of humankind wish to live on this beautiful planet happily and peacefully, free from ill health, afflictions, and pollution, they have no other alternative but to adopt the Prophet's medicine in its entirety. It is therefore visualized that the medicine of the Prophet ﷺ shall be the medicine of the future. Thank you very much for a patient listening.